Hey everyone, this is Allison of Cosmic Somatic Astrology, and I deleted this video I made about Chiron, about talking about how the Chiron conjunction of this week has influenced us to lead up to the current astrology that includes the upcoming new moon on Monday. So basically, if I remember what I had said, it's like a 6-minute video. Chiron is related to Virgo. Chiron as the rainbow bridge, as bringing us from the personal to the transpersonal, from the mundane to the cosmic, from separation to inner wholeness and outward wholeness, as the world's coming into wholeness, is related to the sign of Virgo as the Divine Mother. So Cancer is a motherly sign, and so is Virgo. And of course, this language is this cosmic consciousness, 5D astrology. So the Virgo mother is able to it knows everything really well. It cares very deeply. It's very connected to everything going on. Physically, it's aware emotionally of what's happening. So we talk about Virgo being, the harvest time, and knowing which grains and which vegetables, how to store them so we'll live for over the winter, so it's about, choosing what stays and what goes. But also Virgo is about putting things together, being so in touch with what's happening that you manipulate it and can fix it and foresee what's going to happen and all this stuff. So as it has to know everything. So that's also why it's related to, we used to, in the old system, we more relate, it to Mercury, like a higher exalted Mercury. And sure, but we have to see that Chiron is even deeper, and this knowledge of everything, including astrology. Chiron was an astrologer, a doctor, herbalist, everything. This is the pathway. The rainbow bridge is the pathway through compassion. So that is the knowledge, awareness, and knowing how to deal with and handle one's wounds. And the major wound that Chiron represents is something that makes you feel like you're not good enough. And it's probably something that maybe you were teased. It could be just someone said something once, but it landed in such a way that it really affected you. It broke you. This is that thing. This is that way. This is the Chiron way. It's like that brokenness. It's a shatteredness, right? The whole thing about the light, the gap is where the light comes in. That's with us too. We're the broken vase that we put back together, and the crack is where the light shines through. And that's the Virgo, the mother, the divine feminine's job. It's that knowledge of how everything works, and it's behind the scenes, making everything happen, and keeping things in check and keeping things going. And of course, again, this isn't about men and women as much, but it's that feminine principle. So the rainbow bridge is that bridge of really realizing how it's all important, and how putting it all back together again, how sacred that is. That's the sacred job. And that leads us to the cosmic realm. So definitely with COVID and everything, that actually hit on that big Virgo full moon in March. I think it was March 12th. I keep getting the day wrong. It was a Tuesday when all the panic buying happened. It happened where I was in San Diego. I just was just watching people fill up their shopping carts. I was just wow. And it was a Virgo full moon, which is about health and everything. And it hit really hard then. That's what started this started the whole, where we really, we're living this new life. So the rainbow again is the knowing that the gifts from the storm, from the shattering, from the wound, and that leads us to the higher consciousness through the path of compassion. The whole thing is the path of the brokenness, where you realize that you aren't really broken, and you understand, you get the wisdom from the wound, from dealing with your wound, from helping others in a way that for some reason you can't help yourself, and becoming educated and helping others with that. And that rainbow is where we're headed. And that, again, so, you know, Chiron connects Saturn and Uranus. Saturn's the last physical planet we can see with our naked eye. Uranus being the first one we need a telescope to see. And so, yeah, that is some basic. So it was in Aries, the conjunction with Mars, Chiron, and the moon actually activated it too, which is why it was even really more mega powerful. Aries is about us really being ourselves. So really, this would be like a mortal wound, like feeling it mortally, like, oh, like just wanting to be. The Chiron in Pisces we just finished, because Chiron's it's elliptical, but it's about 7-8 years. So the Pisces was like a cosmic wounding, like feeling like God, God's not really there for you. But this is about, you know, that you have to go forward and be yourself with flaws and all, like going out and doing it. Like, I'm doing this video, I should be doing a video every day. should but you know about that. The Aries, it's just like being yourself, going forward and doing it. So the wound now is like very much like not feeling like good enough, or focusing on flaws and everything. And Mars brought up that, and it would have brought up anger and everything, and the moon made it very emotional, of course. And what all this leading up to is this, we've had opposition. So we had the Sun-Jupiter opposition. The other video I just did talked about that. So yesterday was Sun-Pluto. So that was very severe, like a big block in front of you somehow. Could be feeling like authority and somehow is blocking you. Something too bigger than that, because Saturn is more authority. So, and Pluto's like similar, but it's like bigger and harder than that. It can feel like everything is out against you, kind of. It can be very aggressive. It can be an abuser. And that's what we're leading up to with the full moon. With the new moon on Monday at 28 degrees Cancer, just second new moon in Cancer. There's so much at 20 degrees, and my other video talks about that. So that's the Saturn opposition. Perfect. It's a perfect opposition. It's so intense. So use this time right now to work through feelings that things are against you, blocks. I was saying it's like a mountain pass trying to get through. So use this time now. I'm doing this on Thursday, so you have through Monday. Work through authoritarian crap. Work through, why don't you feel like you have the option choices? What's in your way? And as you know, like I talk a lot about political stuff. I think that the political regime is extremely abusive, and that we shouldn't allow 95% of it. So if 30% of our money goes to taxes and half of that money goes to war, that's 15% of everything we're always making or spending, and that's going to war. That's just like one little thing that should like put a fire in our belly and have us try to get out of the system. So the Saturn in Capricorn is the end of this. Like, the system is coming down. We need to do everything we can. How can you remove yourself from the system? How can, just where you're banking, what you're buying, your jobs, everything. Where we need to take our power back. So connecting it with all of that. And as always, wishing you starry blessings. I am available for readings. And my readings are a mix of Western astrology, cosmic consciousness, tarot, and healing. We do some intuitive healing. It's very, very cooperative. So let me know. And thank you for listening, watching, sharing, liking, subscribing, and starry blessings. Peace out. Bye.